So if I believe that last week's Raw was good, how do you guys think I'm reacting to this week's Raw? Mine is blown and gone everywhere. Here we go. What's up, jabroni? Steven here, and welcome to a Raw recap, review, reaction, results, whatever you want to call it, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty much, I usually do this on my GON Reacts channel, but I decided to move it over here because it still somewhat makes sense, because Geeked Out Nation is geeking out about anything that you geek out about. I put up my Raw stuff last week because of WrestleMania. You guys dug it, so I'm keeping it over here for now. If Raw gets bad again, I will move it back over there because nobody would care and Raw is just, But Raw this week has been, I don't even know what to say because holy shit, we've gotten 2 Raws in a row that have been good to great to me. Like holy shit, Raw was so good last night. So good. Story-wise, there's a couple things that still don't make sense. Like why in the blue hell is Shane running Raw? We don't know. We're pretty much saying fuck whatever happened at WrestleMania. Shane is running Raw and you're gonna like it. Sure, Roman's still getting booed and they're not really dubbing out the noise or taking out the noise. So is he turning heel? Is he turning good? Is Bray Wyatt turning face? I mean, what happened last week? What happened this week? There's a lot of stuff going on this week, but nonetheless, we still got 3 hours of solid, good wrestling goodness on Raw last night. We got to see some good matches. We got to see some good story progression. Everything just made sense. We're going in a good direction, ladies and gentlemen. Holy hell. Let's start with the recap. I mean, that's what you guys are here. You guys want to hear the recap, see what happened. First off, we got Shane coming back out this week. Shane comes out, does his thing. Shane is out there talking about, I'm here because of you guys on social media. No, Shane, you're here because they don't have anything to do and the authority is on vacation right now. But Shane is here and Shane's talking all this goodness. He's saying that he believes Sami Zayn deserves a chance for a #1 contenders match because of the fact that Kevin Owens took him out last week, and he's just praising all these things. He introduces a tag team tournament, and I'm like, tag team tournament? Oh man, saying some sweet things in my ear. To decide who is going to go against the New Day at Payback, which is the pay-per-view coming up next month, and a lot of this good stuff. So then Kevin Owens comes out talking about how Sami Zayn doesn't deserve it. He's the one that's been screwed. He was the one that got thrown into a multi-man ladder match at WrestleMania and got screwed there. He was the one thrown into a multi-man fatal 4-way match last week to determine the WWE #1 contender. He's the one that was screwed. Then Shane McMahon tells Kevin Owens, no, you screwed Sami Zayn. That's why he's getting the #1 contenders match, because he wasn't able to participate in last week's match. And since he wasn't able to participate, he will be in the match tonight against AJ Styles. And if he wins, he will be in the main event for the belt at Payback in a triple threat match against Roman and AJ Styles. And the crowd goes wild. But Sami, of course, has to win tonight. And Kevin Owens says that he doesn't feel he deserves it and all this other greatness and how he didn't get his rematch for the Intercontinental title. So Shane's like, you know what? You're right, you deserve your rematch for the Intercontinental title, but instead I'm going to give you for the #1 contenders match for the Intercontinental title against The Miz, because obviously we're writing Zack Ryder out of it. I'm sorry, Zack Ryder, I like you, but somebody at WWE just does not seem to like you that much, and they're writing you out of the story. I follow you on Twitter, you're saying all this good stuff, but they're writing you out of the story. I thought they were going somewhere with it, but nonetheless. And Cesaro comes out with his new little FBI gimmick because he has that earpiece that I don't know why the earpiece is there, because I'm confused. I'm like, are you an FBI agent? Are you undercover? Are you special ops? Whatever. You look cool. You rip it off. You look awesome. You have the new Cesaro section shirt. Looks cool. And you going against Kevin Owens. And off the back, I'm like, wait, we're getting Kevin Owens versus Cesaro? The Swiss Superman versus KO Mania? And I was so excited. And they put on one hell of a match. One hell of a match, guys. Talk about a great way to start off Raw. Like, We got the awesome Sheamus, then we got the awesome Cesaro Kevin Owens, and they put on a good match. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. In the end, Kevin Owens loses, and Cesaro ends up being the #1 contender. Throughout the match, you have The Miz watching, playing up his little I'm too good for this heel. So we have Cesaro, who is clearly a face because people love him, going against The Miz because he beats Kevin Owens. And after the match, we have Kevin Owens confronting Shane, telling him he was screwed again, and whatever happens to Sami Zayn tonight, it's on you. And then Shane McMahon tells him, nobody, you will not ruin that young man's opportunity. Young man, I mean, Sammy's in his mid to late 30s, but whatever, I think he's in his mid 30s. But you will not ruin his opportunity. You are banned from the building. And Kevin Owens is mad and heated, and I'm like, ooh, are we setting up a rivalry here? Are we setting up this rivalry here? Not a fighting rivalry, just a awesome on the mic, we're going to go back and forth rivalry, because Kevin Owens is good on the mic, Shane is good on the mic, could be awesome, and we are obviously setting up a Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens match later on, because they have a feud going on that's juicy. But nonetheless, Kevin Owens is escorted out of the building, and we move on with the show. Next, we have the New Day come out, talking about all their booty-os and greatness and how there's a new tournament gonna be happening and everybody is excited. And the New Day is out there doing what the New Day does, talking all that greatness. And the tournament begins with the Lucha Dragons versus the Dudley Boyz, sponsored by Booty-Os. I think this match lasted less than 5 minutes, which is really dumb because the Lucha Dragons are really good. They're really good wrestlers. But they're being buried by the Dudleys, and I'm confused why. They're being buried by everybody. Kalisto is being written to shit. He is the worst United States champion right now. Nobody fears him. Ryback was off the TV this week, so there's nothing there. It doesn't make sense. Kalisto is awesome, and you're writing him off to be crap. And this match lasted like 5 minutes, and I think Kalisto might have been hurt. Maybe he seemed like he face planted really hard on the outside, and he was kind of concussed for a little bit. And the Dudley Boyz, the reason I believe that it was a real injury is because Kalisto was the proper man and he face planted and he was done, but then they kind of kept the match going with Sin Cara like he was the legal man, and there was a few botchings happening here where Sin Cara gets thrown against the rope and Bubba was expecting a 3D, Devon didn't know it, it was sloppy, they did it again, then they hit with the 3D, then Devon covers and then Bubba pushes them off and then Bubba pins, and I'm like, confusion mania, because nobody knew what was going on, because Kalisto, I think, properly face planted concussion style. So the Dudleys win, and all that's doing is setting up a rivalry between Enzo and Cass versus the Dudleys, because properly enough, Enzo and Cass come out to getting a pop, but not a big pop like the week last week. But they got a pop. They did their little thing. They made fun of the Dudley Boyz. There was this awesome moment that I laughed my ass off when Bubba says that the reason, or Devon or Bubba say that the reason you guys are here is because we made it so, or something like that. And then Enzo gets on the mic and Enzo's like, well, the reason I'm here is because my mom and my dad got it on. You know, what? How you doing? And I started dying. I was dying. I love Enzo and Cass. I think they are the New Age Outlaws of right now. Great on the mic. Cass says the final saying with the soft, and I like them a lot. I'm enjoying them, and pretty much I believe that the Enzo and Cass are going against the Ascension on SmackDown, and then the winner of that goes against the Dudley Boyz, which is obviously going to be Enzo and Cass. It just makes sense. But nonetheless, I am super happy that we have a tournament, and the match between Sin Cara and the Dudley Boyz was a nothing match, but we did get Enzo and Cass and the Dudley Boyz both going back and forth, equally good on the mic. Next, we have the WWE Champion Roman Reigns in the ring, and he is talking about how he is not a bad guy, not a good guy, the guy again. Roman, you got to calm that down. We heard it once. Stop. Stop it. We don't want to hear that no more. You said it once. You're going to ruin it. Stop. Let it go. That better not be your new saying. But nonetheless, he is confronted by the League of Crap, the League of Nations, which I'm actually starting to kind of like them because they're coming off as glorified jobbers, so I'm cool with that. They come out, they talk smack, they have a one back and forth with Roman, talking about that they deserve to be in that #1 contenders match and all this other bullshit. They come towards the ring to beat up Roman. Wyatts come out with the little thing that you know they do. They come out and they start to attack the League of Nations. Roman is fighting with the Wyatts, which I find very interesting. After the League of Nations gets beat up, the Wyatts turn their face towards Roman, and they're going to do something with Roman. Then Shane comes out, and he's like, wait a minute. I like what I'm seeing here. I like what I'm seeing. I like seeing Bray and Roman teaming up together versus the League of Nations. So you know what? That is going to be the main event for the night. A tag team match between Bray and Roman versus Alberto Del Rio and Sheamus. That is going to be the match for the night. And at first I was like, wow, they are doing their darndest to get Roman over. They are putting Roman with AJ Styles, with Sami Zayn, throwing him with Bray Wyatt. They're throwing him with everybody. We got to make this guy good. We have to make this guy good. So we are going to put him with whoever it takes. And putting him with Bray, I'm not going to lie, smart move. Because Bray, I'm guessing that he's a face. I don't know. He's like an in-betweener, just like Roman, because he does bad things, but then he attacks bad people. He's like an anti-hero, I'm guessing. I don't know. But nonetheless, that's our main event of the evening, and it got me intrigued. Not super excited, but intrigued. Next, we have a WWE Women's Championship match, yes, for the belt, against with Charlotte versus Natalya. And I personally like Natalya. I think she's very underrated. She's finally getting her due, and I'm excited about that. I'm very excited because Natalya is a good wrestler, and she deserves better. So she's getting her title shot against Charlotte, and setting up that bit of a rivalry. And this match was really solid because Natalya and Charlotte put on solid matches. Actually, they put on good matches. Fuck solid. This was a good match because Charlotte and Natalya are both good wrestlers and they put on good matches. My problem with both of these is that they have their mic skills and their back and forth thing of heart of a champion, do it with flair. I get it. You guys are part of the family, you know. Tone down on the heart of the champion. That's just, don't do that. But I thought this was a good match. I am starting to get a bit upset, though, because Charlotte is an awesome wrestler. But Charlotte is coming into what I like to say is what happened to Seth Rollins, where Seth Rollins is an awesome wrestler, but he kept having to need cheating and help to win. And I'm like, no, dude, you're coming off as weak. And Charlotte is coming off as weak because her father keeps helping her. Every time it's a great match and she's doing well and then she's about to lose, her daddy gets involved. Her daddy pulled out the referee this week, and when he pulled out the referee, Charlotte was in the sharpshooter and was tapping, but the referee pulled out and it became a disqualification. So Natalya won, but not the belt. And I'm like, I get it, you're writing for a good rivalry, but I'm starting to not like that Charlotte keeps having her daddy have to fight her battles for her. Not liking that because it makes her seem a little bit weak. After that, we had the next match in the tag team tournament, which was the Usos versus Social Outcasts. Now, this match was another squash match because the Social Outcasts, they are beyond jobbers right now. It's pathetic what they are, and I like a lot of the members of this team, and they're funny. But this Usos match became it was a quick match. The Usos end up winning because Bo Dallas, who's Mr. Bo Leave, gets his team to do the lap, and they're doing the lap and premature celebration, just having a good time, and they're having fun. I know they're having fun. I know they are, but they gotta put up a better fight sometimes. And I get it, they're just jobbers, but still. But nonetheless, we got to see something spectacular once the Usos won. Something that we've been waiting for so long, and there was rumors going on tonight about this happening, and it was something spectacular, something glorified, like just amazing happened. The Usos are in the ring celebrating, and while they're celebrating, two bald men come out of the crowd and whoop their ass. And holy shit, it's Karl Anderson and Doc Gallows, and everybody on social media was like, Bullet Club, Bullet Club, Bullet Club. And I'm like, I'm losing my mind, but at the same time, I'm like, wait a minute. This is not what we thought was going to happen. I don't know why they're attacking the Usos. But then I'm like, are they attacking the Usos because it's Roman's family? And that story about maybe them being with AJ and creating the Bullet Club and all that greatness and Balor Club storyline could possibly happen? Maybe. But they attack the Usos, they whoop their ass, and I'm like, what does this mean? trying to analyze things and just, what does it mean? I don't care what it means right now. I just hope they do it well. These two guys are great wrestlers, and they did their thing. They whooped on the Usos. They have a cool finisher. They were brutal, and then they were escorted out of the building. I'm just excited because they're finally here. We can possibly move forward with that Bullet Club greatness storyline, or Bulletproof, or Balor Club, whatever you're gonna call it. Let's hope that it does it justice and it's done well. Next, we have what I thought was going to be closer to the main event of the evening: Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles in a #1 contenders match. And holy shit, was this the best match Raw has had on in like 1 or 2 years? I'm gonna say yes. Raw last week put on a fucking great match in that Fatal 4-Way because you got 4 solidly great wrestlers. And now we get one-on-one AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn, 2 phenomenal wrestlers. That match was amazing. Amazing. Even when they botched that one move, it still looked amazing. Like, there was like a power bomb that got turned into a hurricanrana, and Sami like he hit his head, but then he drop kick, then he set up the haluva kick, and then the haluva kick turned into the jumping spring elbow. I'm like, you guys can't even do a fuck up and make it look bad. It was such a great match, ladies and gentlemen. I very much enjoyed this match. I thought it was amazing. What we wanted to see for such a long time on Monday Night Raw is great wrestling, and we got phenomenal, great, amazing wrestling. And Sami Zayn ends up losing, which sucks because I would have loved to have seen him win and get that, triple threat. But nonetheless, he loses in a great match. Clean, no interference, and all that other greatness. But that's 3 big losses for Sami in a row. We gotta get Sami a win, guys. We gotta get Sami a win. He's lost to Nakamura at TakeOver, the ladders match, and now AJ Styles is going. He's in some. The odds are not in his favor in these matches, but still, he's got to get a win soon. He's amazing and all that other goodness. So, no Kevin Owens interference because he was escorted out of the building, but just a great match. And now AJ Styles and Roman Reigns is all set. Sami is obviously going to have a rivalry with Kevin Owens, but I was super pumped because this match ends and then they do the respect thing where they shake hands in the back. Shane says, "You guys put on a hell of a match," and it was just greatness. Just greatness. Next, we have Chris Jericho coming out and putting on the highlight reel, going on to how he's the best in the world at what he does and how he's great and how he's interviewing himself back and forth. And I thought it was funny, and there was rumors about possibly Dean Ambrose coming out or having a rivalry with Jericho, and it turns out to be true because Dean Ambrose comes out with a board and a plant, and it was a nice little skit. I thought it was funny. I guess he's taking over the highlight reel with the Ambrose Asylum, does the potted plant, hands Chris Jericho thing. It was funny. I liked it. I liked him with his tie. I enjoyed the hell out of this segment, and I don't usually like the highlight reels, but I like this highlight reel Ambrose Asylum pairing. I like it. I think it's fun. So definitely enjoyed that as well. Then we have Apollo Crews, who is the newest member of NXT to get the call up, and he was on last week. He's been on every episode since WrestleMania, and he's just been squashing people. And I get it. He's a beast. He's athletic as hell. We haven't really seen him talk up here or see how charismatic he is, but he's up here. He's doing his thing, and I gotta say, I'm growing stale with that right now because he just comes out smiling and doing that whole thing and then just beating up people and squashing people, and it bothers me because he's squashing people that I think don't deserve to be squashed. Tyler Breeze, Adam Rose, these are solid, good wrestlers, and they're feeding him the former NXT guys to have him squash them, and it sucks because they're glorified jobbers, and I think that a lot of these guys are better than that. But nonetheless, he's squashing them, he's beating them up pretty badly, they're making him look strong. He hasn't lost. I'm curious to see what kind of angle they're going to do with him. Maybe they do a Baron Corbin angle with him and Apollo Crews. I'm not sure what they're going to do with Apollo Crews or Baron Corbin, so it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. I mean, Baron Corbin has the Dolph Ziggler thing, so maybe that's something. But nonetheless, it was a all right, whatever match. He just squashed Adam Rose, so can't really say much about that. But finally, we have the main event of the evening. We have Bray and Roman versus Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio. And I gotta say, I enjoyed this match. I don't normally enjoy Roman Reigns matches, but I enjoyed this match. I thought this match was fun. We got to see Bray act like a face. He got hot tagged, and I'm like, all this other, what Bray was doing was that of a face, and he was enjoying it and embracing it and having fun with it and running with it. He did some things with Roman where he was kind of shooing off Roman out like he wanted to get in, and he would look at Roman throughout the match, and they would go have this back and forth between each other, but they would always get the job done and take care of their opponents during this match. And they were doing a good thing until Rusev got involved, kicked Bray, and Bray, I thought he was gonna get lose. He got a kick to the face, then the backbreaker, and he got pinned. He broke out, and then you get the lights go out, and then the rest of the Wyatt family is there, and they beat up Rusev and take care of business and allow Bray to get the upper hand. And I gotta say that ending was awesome. Bray gets the Sister Abigail at the same time that Roman comes along with the spear. I thought it was perfect timing, and this pairing was fun. That's what I saw from this match. This was a fun match, and yeah, I would have loved for the Sami Zayn and AJ Styles thing to be at the end, but it's Roman, it's Bray, cool. I enjoyed the hell out of this match. I really did, and I had a great time on the show. I honestly had a great time on Raw. I think it was a solidly great show. Last week was a good show. This week was a great show. Let's hope that next week is a phenomenal show and we just keep it going, because holy hell, I was super excited. I thought it was a great show. I had a lot of fun. Let me know what you guys thought. What did you guys think of anything that I just talked about? It was a lot of information, but let me know below what you thought about this show. Was it great? Was it bad? Was it amazing? Was it something else? Let me know. Did you guys think it sucked? Did it suck for you guys? Because if it did, I don't know what to say. I had a blast. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the rest of this stuff on the channel. It'll be all up on the end of this video. Have a good day, and as always, guys, peace!